Hey there, thanks for taking the time to view my YouTube video and my brief review of 3 weeks of ownership of the GoPro Max 360 camera. So the disclaimer is that I'm just a normal person that likes having fun. I like riding my dirt bike, snowboarding, biking. I like being active. So that's really my part of getting a GoPro. I have a day job in the software and IT world. So that's what I do. So my video clips are, for the most part, going to be maybe amateurish to some, but I'm not an expert at it. I just want to share some of my experiences after owning this camera for 3 weeks. So I'll start with a list of 5 pros and then 5 cons. The first pro is that 360 video is a lot of fun. If you're used to a regular GoPro or action camera like me, you're used to first person view, meaning the camera films whatever it's pointed at and no other direction. So that's great, but I got tired of just endless clips of of the GoPro hooked onto my dirt bike and just riding around the same tracks or on the front of my bicycle, just doing the same stuff that everyone else is doing. So when the 360 camera came out, I thought, man, this would be a great opportunity to do something different. And what I found is when you look at 360 clips and 360 video, it's a whole different experience, and it's a lot more immersive in the sense that you can see the front, behind, up and down and sides, and you can maneuver it all the way around. So if you're sharing that with someone, it gives them the opportunity to see things that they didn't see before. If you were, say, a dirt bike racer or something, you could see what your competition is doing behind you. You could also look and see, how am I entering a corner? How am I exiting a corner? What are my competitors doing? So that's a lot of fun. The second pro is that this camera has an incredible amount and an array of functions and features. It has your standard hero mode, first person view. You know, the camera films what the main lens is pointed at. But since it's a 360 camera, it has a lens in the front, it has a lens in the back. So it gets 360 degrees around you horizontally and vertically. It also has a 360-degree photo option, so you can do 360-degree photos. It has a number of different video resolutions: 5.6K, 4K, 1080, 720. It has a lot of different options and a lot of different formats that you can output it to. It's also voice control. You can tell it to turn on, GoPro start recording, GoPro stop recording. So it has voice activation. It has a wind resistant option in it, which when I put this on my dirt bike, you can imagine when you're going 30, 35 miles an hour and you're going over hills and stuff, you're going to generate a lot of wind. It has a wind resistant circuit, a wind reduction circuitry that does that option. It also has super view, which expands your field of vision, and it has hyper smooth, which comes in handy if you're an active person. After all, this is an action camera. Hyper smooth just really smooths out all the jostling and the juggling that you see. If you ever watch someone on YouTube video, if they're doing something action and it's just kind of shaky, you tend to click away because that's unsettling. So it has hyper smooth to get rid of that. The third option is that on the rear it has a small touch screen. Now, if you're used to if you're used to GoPros already, you know the GoPro has a smartphone app that you can connect to one of their later model cameras using Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and that's great. You can do a lot of things there. But let's say you're like me and you're at, say, Hungry Valley recreation area. You're in the mountainous area, and you can't get connectivity. Well, then if you can't get connectivity, then you can't see what you filmed. Well, with this touch screen, you can select all the different options that the camera provides, but you can also view what you film. So I can be out riding, or I can be someplace where there's limited connectivity, and I can immediately check and see, did I get what I wanted to get? And if I did, great. If I didn't, then I can redo it. That's an incredible option. The fourth pro is that it's very rugged. For an action camera, that's really important because it has a rubberized type body to it, and that means if you drop it or bounce it, or if you're like me, you're going to have the inevitable get off meaning crash. Then that's really helpful so that you don't turn a $500 investment into a pile of useless electronics really quickly. So that rugged body counts a great deal. The fifth Pro is, to me, the GoPro app itself, and it works. That's both a pro and a con. On the pro side of it, when I'm filming in the standard hero mode, first person view, I can do a ton of things with the app. I can make edits with the app. I can manipulate things, and I can save. I can upload. I can download. I can do a lot of things with the GoPro app once you connect with the phone. So those are my 5 pros. Now my cons are, these aren't in any particular order, the same as the pros weren't in any particular order. The first con is that in 5.6K, when you're filming it there, the camera gets really, really hot after about 10, 15 minutes. So I was filming in my neighborhood. It was about 78 degrees, and I was filming at 5.6K and 360 video, and I touched the camera, and it was very warm. The issue with that is when it gets really hot, the circuitry inside is going to tell the camera to shut itself off. So I haven't played around with it enough to discover whether or not at lower resolutions if that same issue will take place. If you have, comment and let me know. If you have suggestions, let me know as well. The second con, and this is probably not being fair to this particular camera specifically, is that at higher resolutions, the battery life diminishes very rapidly. So after about 20 minutes of 5.6K filming, the battery life drops off of a cliff. Now, in fairness, I haven't tested at 1080p for 20 minutes or 4K for 20 minutes. And my workaround has been just to buy a spare battery and keep it with me and keep it charged. The third con is that when you're filming in 360 and at 5.6K, the GoPro app that's on my phone that's really handy for first person view, when you try to manipulate things and you try to pinch and zoom and make all kinds of edits, you can still do that. But if you try to export that and upload it, I found that it won't work. Now, if I do a raw export from the app to YouTube, oh, it will do that 360 upload right away. I mean, it takes some time because that's a file that's at minimum going to be about 5 to 20 gigs, so it's going to take a while. But if you start making edits and you say, I want to make this really cool edit in 360 mode, and then you want to save it, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but the camera won't allow me to save those edits. And that leads me to con number 5, and con number 5 is based on number 4. For me to do what I need to do, I have to learn how to use Adobe Premiere Pro, or I have to learn how to use Final Cut Pro or some other video editing software. There are a lot of videos out there from YouTubers that are great. I've looked at a lot of them that show you how to do that, but I'm just a guy that wants to film his fun and share it with others. I really don't want to learn how to be a video expert in terms of editing. So I should say 5A to that is when you're filming in 560K, and it may just be a DSLR issue overall, is that after about 20 minutes, it'll film for 20 minutes or so. And then when you stop, it's going to break that 20-minute clip into 3 separate clips. And so where that becomes a problem is if it were first person view, you could open up iMovie and just put those 3 clips in order and make one movie and share it. But when you're doing 360 iMovie won't work for 360. It's just going to export that as a distorted MP4. Again, I might be doing something wrong, but I haven't been able to get that to work. So for me to take those 3 clips and combine them into one, that's when I've got to use something like Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere Plus, and I don't really want to develop any skills in video editing. That doesn't sound like fun. I just want to go engage in fun, film the fun, and share it. But those are my 5 pros, my 5 cons. Overall, I would still give the camera an A, and I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to doing more because the 360 piece of it alone is a lot of fun. It's been a blast so far, and I'm looking forward to more adventures. And if you got any tips or suggestions, Always feel free to share them in the comments. As the song says, I'm always willing to learn if you've got something to teach. And if I can help you, just let me know. If not, then we're even, I guess. So have fun, good luck, and if you buy one, enjoy.